Most people think enemies announce themselves. They imagine a villain with a loud mouth, a clear agenda, a dramatic betrayal. That's a child's idea of conflict. Real enemies don't look dangerous. They look reasonable. They look helpful. They look like just being honest. And the reason they beat you is simple. They don't fight you in public. They fight you in your head. There is a moment, quiet, almost embarrassing, when you realize you've been losing battles you never agreed to. You replay conversations hours later and notice the trap you stepped into. You remember how confident you were before you walked into that room and how small you felt when you walked out. You can't explain it, but your energy is lower, your vision is blurrier, your decisions feel heavier. You call it stress, you call it life, but it's something else. It's psychological pressure applied with clean hands and a smile. This isn't paranoia. Paranoia is seeing threats that aren't there. This is pattern recognition, noticing that certain people consistently leave you confused, reactive, apologetic, and off-center. They don't have to stop you directly, they just have to tilt your frame. A single well-placed doubt can do more damage than a direct attack, because once doubt gets inside, you do the sabotage for them. You hesitate, you over-explain, you seek permission, you shrink your ambition to fit inside someone else's comfort. Machiavelli understood this. He wasn't obsessed with violence. He was obsessed with leverage. He studied how power moves through perception, how narratives become cages, how a calm face can hide a knife. Your enemies, whether they're rivals, jealous friends, a manipulative co-worker, even a well-meaning family member, don't need to outwork you. They just need to outmaneuver you mentally. And if you don't learn the game, you will keep paying invisible taxes. Time, focus, confidence, reputation. So listen closely. In this video, I'm going to give you 7 ruthless psychology tricks that let you outthink, outframe, and outlast opponents without noise, without drama, without begging to be understood. These are not tips, they are tactics, the kind that make a person feel dangerous without ever raising their voice, the kind that turn social pressure into information and manipulation into proof of motive. But there's a warning attached. If you want comfort, click away. If you need the world to be fair, click away. If you're here to police morality because it's easier than building power, click away. This will not flatter your innocence, it will strengthen your sovereignty. Because once you see the silent war, you can't unsee it. You'll notice who asks questions to learn and who asks questions to collect ammunition. You'll notice who jokes to test your boundaries. You'll notice who praises you in public and diminishes you in private. You'll notice how quickly people become kind when you are useful and cold when you are free. And you'll finally understand why you keep losing without knowing why. You've been playing checkers inside a chess match. Stay with me. By the end, you won't just recognize the game. You'll know how to win it, quietly, cleanly, and on purpose. The first rule is simple. Whoever controls the frame controls the outcome. Most people think they're arguing about facts. They're not. They're fighting over meaning. The moment someone labels you, they are trying to write your role in the scene. You're being emotional. Translation, your perspective is invalid. You're difficult. Translation, your boundaries are inconvenient. You're intense. Translation, your standards make me uncomfortable, so I'll shrink you with a smile. A fox doesn't wrestle inside a trap. It changes the trap, so you stop defending yourself inside their language. You name the move, not the insult, calmly, briefly. You're framing this as emotion, so you don't have to answer the point. You're calling me difficult because I won't agree to a bad deal. You're making it personal because you don't want it to be measurable. When you do, that something strange happens. The air changes. They expected you to react. They expected you to plead. Instead, you redirect the meaning of the moment. You refuse their premise. You take the pen back. This is Machiavelli's lesson in modern clothes. Rely on what you can control. Your enemy wants to control your internal weather. If they can make you defensive, they can steer you. So you become the one who selects reality. Not loudly, not angrily, precisely. You decide what this interaction is about, and you keep returning to it like a blade returning to the same cut. Now here's the darker part. Once you control the frame, you must starve the signal. Most people leak information the way a cracked pipe leaks water, constantly, unconsciously, everywhere. They narrate their plans, they broadcast their fears, they explain their motives like they're on trial, and then they wonder why certain people always seem one step ahead. It's because you fed them the map. Enemies live on data. Your reactions are data. Your long explanations are data. Your just checking in texts are data. Even your social media subtweets are data. So you adopt informational fasting. You speak less about what you're building and more about what you've built. You stop announcing. You start arriving. You stop venting to people who collect your emotions like trophies. You don't hand anyone the leverage of your unfinished dream. This doesn't mean you become cold to everyone. It means you become selective. The lion does not roar before the hunt. It eats, then the bones tell the story. When someone fishes for details, you give them surfaces. It's going well. I'm exploring options. I'll know more soon. Short, clean, no hooks. Watch their face when there's nothing to grab. Watch how quickly curiosity turns into irritation when they can't read you. And that leads to the third trick, weaponized patience. The average person responds fast because they are afraid of silence. They think speed proves innocence, proves competence, proves that they care. In reality, speed proves predictability. If your enemy can pull a reaction out of you on command, they own a remote control to your nervous system. So, you slow down. You pause before you answer. You let the space expand. You let them sit in their own words. People who manipulate hate quiet, because quiet acts like a mirror. In the pause, they start filling the gap. They over-explain, they contradict themselves, they reveal motive. Your patience becomes a psychological chokehold, not because you're playing games, but because you're refusing to be rushed into someone else's script. Try it in a meeting. Someone throws a loaded comment meant to embarrass you. Don't rush to defend. Look at them, breathe, then ask a clean question. What outcome are you aiming for with that? Or, can you say that more directly? The room will feel the shift. You've taken the emotional grenade and placed it back in their hands, pin intact. Frame control makes you hard to manipulate. Signal starvation makes you hard to predict. Weaponized patience makes them expose themselves. This is how you become quiet leverage, fox mind, lion spine, ghost presence. And once you practice it, you'll start noticing something addictive. People either respect your composure or they panic around it. Both reactions are information. Use it. One more thing. Never confuse patience with passivity. You are not waiting, you are positioning. In chess, the amateur grabs whatever piece is offered. The strategist waits because the offer is bait. Let them think you didn't notice. Let them think you're slow. While they celebrate a win, you're mapping the board, counting exits, choosing the moment that ends the game. Next, we go further. Now we stop reacting and start predicting. Defense keeps you alive. Prediction makes you untouchable. Most people think human behavior is chaotic, that you can't know what someone will do next. That's only true when you're watching the surface. Under the surface, people are consistent, because almost everyone is run by one primary hunger. Your job is to find it, not by interrogating them, by observing what they protect. People will lie about what they want, but they rarely hide what they fear losing. Watch what makes them tense. Watch what they compete for. Watch what they joke about too often. Status, control, attention, security. Pick one, and the whole person becomes readable. Here is the motive map. It's a simple triad you run in your head the moment you sense a threat. 1. What do they fear losing? 2. What do they need to prove? 3. What do they gain if you stay confused? Answer those 3, and you'll start seeing their next move before they commit it. The one who fears losing status will try to shrink you publicly. They'll frame your wins as luck, your competence as arrogance, your confidence as ego. They don't need you to fail. They need you to look smaller than them. The one who fears losing control will create rules, ambiguity, moving targets. They'll say, "That's not how we do it," without explaining how it should be done. The one who fears losing attention will stir drama, provoke, misinterpret, then act wounded when you respond. The one who fears losing security will preach caution as virtue and paint your risk as recklessness. Once you know which hunger you're dealing with, you predict the play. If it's status, expect the subtle public jab. If it's control, expect the vague instruction and later blame. If it's attention, expect the bait. If it's security, expect the moral lecture. This is not cynicism. This is anatomy. You're learning where the nerves are. Now you take it a step further. You don't just predict what they'll do. You decide what it means. Because the second offensive weapon is narrative warfare, and most people die there without ever realizing they've been attacked. Your enemy's strongest move is not what they do to you. It's what they get others to believe about you. They will not say, "I'm threatened by you." They will say, "I'm concerned about you." They will not say, "I want control." They will say, "I'm just trying to keep standards high." They will not say, "I'm jealous." They will say, "I'm being realistic." And if you argue inside that story, you lose. Because the story is designed to make you look guilty no matter what you say. So you stop debating and start framing. Pre-frame first. Before the game even starts, you define your identity through calm language and measurable outcomes. You don't announce your goodness. You demonstrate competence. You keep receipts without looking petty. You speak in specifics. Here's what I delivered. Here's what was agreed. Here's what changed. Facts are not just facts. They are anchors. Anchors prevent people from dragging reality into fog. Then you counterframe, not with anger, with clarity. When someone says, "You're emotional," you don't say, "No, I'm not." You say, "Let's stay on the decision." When someone says, "You're difficult," you don't plead. You say, "I'm precise about agreements." When someone says, "You're intense," you say, "I take outcomes seriously." You convert their insult into a standard. You turn the attempted stain into a badge of function. And now the glass wall. They can see you, but they cannot touch you. You don't give them emotional access. You don't give them reaction footage. You let them talk to the reflection of you in their imagination while you keep operating in the real world. Polite, measured, unreachable. Here's what happens when you do this. The gossip dries up because gossip needs your panic to stay alive. The smear campaign collapses because it can't attach to a stable frame. And the manipulator gets exposed because without your chaos, all that remains is their hunger, obvious and embarrassing. You will feel the urge to defend yourself loudly. resist it. The strongest defense is boring consistency. Let time testify. Let results become your spokesperson. When you hold the frame and the facts, even allies can't be turned against you at all. You're not trying to win arguments, you're trying to win position. And position is built the way empires are built, quietly, through control of meaning, control of information, and control of yourself. Now we reach the point most people refuse to enter, because it requires you to stop being good and start being sovereign. Tricks 1 through 5 made you hard to trap. Trick 6 makes you dangerous. Emotional alchemy. Your enemy wants one thing from you, the reaction. Not because they love conflict, but because your reaction is leverage. If they can make you angry, you become reckless. If they can make you defensive, you become explainable. If they can make you desperate to be understood, you become controllable. So, you treat emotion like raw material, not a verdict. The insult is not an injury, it is intelligence. Ask one cold question: what are they trying to pull me toward? If they call you arrogant, you're rising above their level, and they want you to shrink. If they call you unstable, they want you doubting your own perception. If they mock your ambition, they're confessing where their ceiling is. Disrespect is direction. It points to your next move with a bright red arrow. Build the thing they said you couldn't, master the skill they dismissed, widen the gap without announcing it. This is sublimation in its pure form, pain into production, rage into precision. Instead of arguing, you document. Instead of pleading, you train. Instead of reacting, you refine. Let every attempt to provoke you become a workout set for your nervous system. You feel the heat rise, the heartbeat, the urge to strike back. Good. Don't waste it on words. Put it into work so focused that your results become the only language left in the room. And here's the twist. The calmer you become, the more emotional they get. They will try new angles, sarcasm, flattery, fake concern. They'll dangle approval like a treat, then yank it away. Watch it like a scientist. If your mood rises and falls with their tone, you are still a puppet. The goal is not to feel nothing. The goal is to feel everything and obey none of it. That is control. Now, trick 7. Anti-fragile mind games. Resilience is surviving attacks. Anti-fragility is improving because of them. This is the final humiliation for your enemy. Every time they try to cut you, you sharpen. You build humiliation immunity first. You practice being misunderstood without correction. You practice being doubted without explanation. You practice silence while someone paints you wrong. Not because you're passive, but because you understand a brutal law. Reputation is not protected by panic. It is protected by consistency. If you sprint to defend every rumor, you confirm you can be steered. If you keep performing at a high level, the rumor starves. Then, detachment training. You remove their access to your self-worth. You stop asking, do they approve? And start asking, does this improve my position? When approval is your oxygen, they can suffocate you. When your standard is internal, they have no valve to turn. This is why Machiavelli admired the prince with a flexible disposition. He could appear soft without being weak, and appear hard without being cruel. He could adapt without losing himself. And now, future pacing. When they realize you don't react, they escalate. They will bait you publicly. They will recruit others. They will offer peace with a hidden hook. Smile. Hold the frame. Feed them nothing. Let their escalation become evidence. Desperation always belongs to the one losing control. You are not becoming cruel. Cruelty is emotional. Cruelty is revenge for its own sake. What you are building is sovereignty, the ability to choose your responses, protect your mind, and turn pressure into power. They will call it cold. Let them. Cold steel wins wars. So here's the architect's code. Control the frame so you decide what's real. Starve the signal so no one can read your plans or your nerves. Weaponize patience so they expose themselves in the silence. Map motives so you predict the move before it happens. Win narrative warfare by speaking in outcomes, not excuses. Practice emotional alchemy so their insults become your fuel. And become anti-fragile so every attack sharpens you instead of breaking you. Now the final test. When you start winning, they will switch masks. Critics become supporters. Rivals become friends. They'll try to rewrite the past and stand beside a trophy they never carried. Don't fight them. Don't explain. Give them polite distance, results only, and zero emotional access. Let your silence be the wall of glass. Most people won't live like this. That's the point. If you will, you already know what to do next, right now.